Welcome back to the final video in my College 101 series. In this video I'm going to be talking about how to make a decision on where to go to college. Every school has to have their admissions decisions out by April 1st, and then every student has to make their decision by May 1st. So that month period is when a lot of students kind of start scrambling and they're like, oh my gosh, I don't know what I want to do with my life, what is the best decision for me, what if I make the wrong decision? And honestly, it's all okay. You will figure out what school is the best for you. And so the things that I recommend is if you get into your dream school or top choice, your decision's pretty easy. You just pick that school. But if financials play a really big role in your decision or you didn't make it into your dream school, this process can seem a little bit daunting. So here's what I kind of did to help make my decision. So going back to the first video, I talked a lot about location. And so I was accepted into 4 out of my 7 schools, 2 of which were not in Los Angeles, California, which is where I really wanted to be. So I decided to immediately eliminate those 2 schools, which then only left me with 2 options. So for those 2 schools, I decided to take a trip out to California and go to both of their admitted student days so I could learn more about the programs that they offer and what they can give me as a student. I know this isn't feasible for everyone, but maybe email the admissions counselors at each school and email professors in the program that you're interested in just to find out more information and kind of get a sense of which school will be best for you. So after looking at location, the next thing I would look at is financials. So maybe one school gives you more aid than the other one, maybe you have a better scholarship at the other school, maybe one school is just cheaper. And so take that into account, because even if financials aren't even a burden for your family, it's still important to look at because it's going to be the cost you have for 4 years. So making sure that that kind of price range is feasible for you and your family is really important to look at. Another thing I suggest you do while you're trying to make these tough decisions is look at all the activities, study abroad programs, and internship opportunities that your school offers, because these are part of your college experience, and making sure that your school has everything available that you desire is really, really important. So take a look at everything your school has to offer and see, does this school offer me something that the other school doesn't, and that kind of puts that one over the edge. Compare each school side by side and see kind of which one you're leaning more towards. Because this can kind of be a daunting task to figure out where you might want to spend your next 4 years, I really suggest talking it through with people. I know at one of my admissions days I called up a friend and I was kind of talking through what I was thinking about the school, how it was comparing to the other school that I went to, and so just kind of like actively talking out loud, and make sure it's a person who isn't necessarily going to give you their 2 cents. They might support you, but this is ultimately your decision, and so try and pick someone who you trust, who will be there to support you but not make the decision for you. So what kind of made the decision for me on where I wanted to go to college is one of the schools I was looking at had a major that seemed like it would be kind of in my wheelhouse. But once I got to campus and met with the professor in that department, I really realized that the program that she was teaching was not the program that was made for me. It was more of like a film program compared to a communications program, which was what I was looking for. So that essentially kind of made my decision for me. But then going back to my other school, they had a very strong communications program. They're super prevalent in the social media industry, and so those 2 factors alone really helped with my decision, because location-wise, they were both in Los Angeles. They were both very good schools. They both had a lot of activities and lots of things to offer, and so it really came down to the major for me. But I know for a lot of other people it comes down to if it's a D1 school, or if they have sororities and fraternities. So just look at the factors that's the most important to you, and even if you don't know what your major is, maybe the school that has more major options is the best choice for you, so that once you decide, you have a plethora of options to choose from. Being a person that didn't get into their dream school, I really want to emphasize the point that you aren't stuck in one place for 4 years. Transferring is always an option, and oftentimes colleges will have a higher acceptance rate for transfers, and so if your dream school maybe had an acceptance rate that was really hard for you to get into, check to see what their admission rate is for transfers, because chances are that's higher than their admission rate for first-year students. So as you're going through this process of deciding where you potentially want to spend your next 4 years, make sure you keep transferring an open option in your mind, because if you're not happy at a place, there's no point in you staying there, because you're not going to get the education that you really want and that you're paying for. But at the same time, go to the school you're going to with an open mind. I know it can be hard if you didn't get into your dream school and you have to go to a different school this year and you're trying to figure out, am I going to be happy here? This isn't what I was expecting. But just keep a really open mind, because you never know the experiences you're going to have, the friends you're going to make, and maybe this school that you didn't plan on going to, or that wasn't your dream school, might end up actually being your dream school. You just never know. So keep a really open mind during your college process, and then things will go so much more easily, and you could end up having experiences you never knew you were going to have. You're at this exciting transitional point in your life, and so although it can be super stressful, really take in this moment and enjoy your time with your friends that you have left, because you're making these decisions about your future, but try not to get too caught up in it. Try and remember that you are still living in the present. You're in your senior year of high school. You only get that once, so try and make the most of it. Although, your academics are still important, make sure you still have a social life your senior year, because these are the memories that you're going to cherish for the rest of your life. Chances are you're not going to remember everything from your sophomore year of high school, but your senior year is something special and something that you and your senior class will hold together for the rest of your lives. So make sure not to grow up too fast your senior year of high school. I really hope you found these videos helpful. I've loved making them, and if you have any questions, let me know or let your counselors know. They'll be happy to help you. Thanks for watching.